given where Joe Golden was a year ago, could you make a case that he's made as just how he's improved in terms of how much impact he's had on the defense? Is there been anybody that's made a bigger jump from last year to this year?
I'm not sure. He's done a great job. He's gotten a lot better, stronger, moving better, and learning how to play and the techniques, and he's done a great job picking that stuff up, and he's having a great year for us, yeah.
What did you guys see in him when you were recruiting him?
We saw some of those things, big body that moved well. We needed to add size, so that was a big part of it when we saw him. And then, when he came up and visited and got to know him, he just fit what we were looking for at that position, both skill set and mentality.
Did you feel like your defense wore down a little bit towards the end?
We didn't execute at the end, absolutely, that's what we got to fix. Right now, we're close. We're playing a lot of good football, but there's just lulls that we're having, and it comes with youth and inexperience. But that's where we got to take the next step. We got to put a whole game together.
Just kind of after you've now gone back, kind of reflected after that game, just like what has the mood been like at practice? Any different, kind of the same? What are maybe some things that you're emphasizing?
No, the mood's been great. They've come back to work. We've learned from our mistakes, pointed them out. Here's what we need to do to make those plays at the end of the game to win that game. So they've come out the first 2 days and worked real hard to get better.
With some of these injuries you've had, have you felt like it's impacted the rotation at all, being able to dip into two deep that you guys have available?
That's been something. We haven't been able to rotate like we have in the past and would like to. So there are some guys, that have to play more minutes and more snaps than probably we'd like. But, that's just where we're at. There's nothing you can do. So we got to condition ourselves to be better when we're tired.
What do you feel like you saw from Andre Jordan out there?
It's great. He competed. There were ups and downs, obviously, which freshman you're going to do that. First real playing time he's got for us. So, but for him to go in and just compete and have success, but have failure and just keep coming back and stepping up, I thought was impressive for a young player.
Similarly, McCoy getting thrust into a role that you might not have envisioned at the start of the year. What are you seeing from him?
I think the same thing. What I like about those guys, they got the skill set. They're going to learn how to play the position, but they don't. They're very competitive players, and they don't. When bad things happen, they don't let it bother them. I think, which is huge at that position because you have to have a short memory. So seeing those type of things from those guys at a young age is very encouraging for their future.
What do you see from Shedeur Sanders on tape? What does he do so well?
He's just a really good quarterback. He can move. He's athletic. He's got great accuracy. Looks like he commands the offense very well. He's just a very talented player. Another great quarterback that we're going to go against.
Pac-12 has a lot of great quarterbacks, like you just said. Just what about this offense kind of presents a new challenge for this week? Yeah,
I think from a skill, the offensive skill players, it's as good or better than anyone in our conference. So it's going to be a good challenge, great challenge that way. So we got to be ready to handle. They're going to make you play in space. They're going to try to isolate guys, and we got to be able to handle them.
Colorado had a lot of attention kind of towards the beginning of the season, and with a couple Pac-12 losses, they kind of lost a little bit of that. But just what are you looking forward to seeing your defense do kind of in another tough road challenge?
Yeah, I think it's play a complete game. I think we played 52 really good minutes last week. The last 8 were disappointing. So putting that full game together so we can go out there and perform like we need to win.
Is this going to be more of like an emphasis on your defensive backs to tackle better in this game? They throw it so much, they spread it out, and they really try and put guys in space. So is that where you feel like this game might go on Saturday?
Yeah, that's an emphasis just with the offenses we play week in, week out. No one's packing the box in. They're all spreading you out. So you got to be able to tackle on the back end, and guys from underneath coverage need to get to the ball and rally. So if the first guy does miss, we can get him on the ground. Yeah.
How beneficial is it getting some conditions like this, knowing you're going from Arizona to Colorado?
Yeah, we know it's going to be cold and a lot like this. So we're used to it. So the weather's not an issue.
You talked about those last 8 minutes. Just how do you kind of replicate those finishing execution reps in practice?
It's really we looked at it. We took plays from the first part of the game and plays in the last 8 minutes, and it was the same play to the same call that was a negative play in the first part of the game, and they went for about 12 yards the second part, and it was really just a breakdown of responsibility. So it's when you practice getting yourself tired, so you have to practice tired, so you're training yourself to be disciplined when fatigued, and that's the big coaching point to those guys.